Here we have a problem on compound interest. Okay, let's go to the question. A bank offers 5% compound interest calculated on an half-yearly basis. A customer deposits $1,600 each on 1st January and 1st July of a year. The amount you would have gained by way of interest is. Okay, here we have two 6 months time periods in a year. So the first 6 month time period is January to June, and the second one is from July to December. Okay, the customer deposits $1,600 on 1st January, and also he deposits the same amount on 1st July. Okay, let me write over here. And the interest is calculated on a half-yearly basis. But the rate of interest given over here 5%. It's for per annum. That is for 1 year. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to calculate interest for the deposit $1,600 on 1st January for two time periods separately. The first one is 6 months, January to June, and the second time period is July to December. Okay, now let's calculate 5% of this value. Okay, so here we are going to do all the stuff without formula and calculator. How do we have to calculate 5% of 1,600? Let's calculate 10% of 1,600. So that is pretty easy. 10% of 1,600 is 160. Then what is 5% of 1,600? So half of this value, that is 80. So he gets $80 as interest for the first deposit, $1,600. But this $80 interest we have for 1 year. But we need the interest for the first 6 months, January to June. Then we have to divide this value by 2. Then $40 is getting interest for the first 6 months time period from January to June. So $40 is getting interest. Okay, now in compound interest, for every time period, the principal will change. Now we calculated interest for the time period of first 6 months. Now when I go to the second time period, that is for the next 6 months, what I have to do is I have to add this interest to the principal 1,600. Then it will become 1,640. So this is a new principal for the next 6 months. Now we have to calculate the same interest for this principal. Okay, so 10% of 1,640 is 164. Then 5% is for the same principal. It will be half of this value, that is 82. And we have this interest $82 for 1 year. But we need for 6 months, July to December. Then we have to take half of this. Then it will be $41. Here for this principal, $1,600 on 1st January, we have two interests of $40 for the first 6 months and $41 for the next 6 months. So the total interest earned on this principal is 40 positive 41, that is $81. Okay, now let's come to the second deposit, $1,600 on July 1st. And we have this deposit only for 6 months, July to December. And the interest rate is same, that is 5%. Already we have calculated 5% for 1,600, that is $80. And please remember, this $80 interest is for 1 year, but we need it for 6 months. Then half of this 80 is $40. So we get $40 interest for the second deposit from July to December. So now to get the total interest earned, we have to add these two values. When I add these two values, I'm getting 121. So that is the amount you would have gained by a way of interest is $121. We find $121 in answer choice B. The correct answer choice for this question is B.